Hey guys, welcome back to the Workin Man podcast. So today we're doing kind of a weekly wrap-up, week in review. We got a few stories we're going to talk about. There was a lot of crazy things that happened this week, like every week. And tonight I've got Ray with me. What's up, Ray?
Hey,
and we're just going to start from the top, and we'll see what each other has about opinions on these things. So first thing I want to talk about is that Walmart is facing shortages on essential groceries. So I don't know if you've seen this working in the supply chain. I've seen this working, or not working, just going to the freaking grocery store. There are things that are out of stock. I've noticed that there are bottled goods. So Topo Chico.
Yeah.
Every store's got Topo Chico down here, but they don't now. And there's even a sign that says limit to 24 individual bottles. And it's almost like last March when people were panic buying, but people are not panic buying right now. It's a supply issue, is from what I can see.
So I wonder if that's going to be coming from like a labor shortage, or if that's from, in terms of supply shortage, product like glass, labels, if the water that they're getting this water from the springs, if they're running dry. But I've noticed it too, working on the distribution side of things. I load trucks for Walmart, and we're seeing less and less cases of Topo Chico that come down our lines. We get them a lot because they're non-perishable items, and that's what we distribute through our DC.
So specifically in this article on the Walmart deal, it mentions 5 grocery items that are in short supply, and it's a beef, pork, chicken, juice of all things, and snacks. Now I don't know if you remember much about trying to shop when everything got shut down last year, but there was seriously no snacks in the stores. You could go to the store and there was canned food, like real food, but you would go to the snack aisle, all the chips gone, all the crackers gone, all the candy gone. I mean, I don't know what people think when they're thinking about, oh, what am I going to eat? And they're getting the Ruffles and the Twizzlers. I don't get it, but you know, if it was me, I'd be grabbing the beans and the rice. And I've actually heard that rice is in short supply. If you kind of connect the dots and you're like, well, why is rice in short supply? I don't think we really grow rice here. I think that comes from overseas. So, you know, things going on with China and who knows who else. I mean, that could be why we're facing shortages on things like rice.
Yeah, and like I've seen graphs, or not necessarily graphs, but maps of major ports in the United States, and what's going on in these graphs is there's so many port ships that import items all across the country that are just halted right now. And I even heard from a couple of coworkers, older guys that listen to talk radio and things like that, that they have Walmart ships from China that aren't being docked in the United States to supply the distribution centers in the grocery areas.
Yeah, I've seen a couple articles, something about the ports, and I haven't read them all, but the gist of it is what it seems like. There's lots of shipping containers out in the sea, like waiting to hit the port, waiting to unload. And I mean, if they can't even dock for whatever reason and then get the cargo unloaded, I mean, it's no wonder that we're having shortages of, you know, everything under the sun, for electronics, food, you know, furniture, pretty much everything that you can think of. There's a shortage. And I know from like an employer standpoint, it's crazy to try to get people hired, and when you do get them hired, they don't want to stick around. I know that unemployment thing just ended, and we were hoping to see people come back to work, but we haven't seen people come back to work yet. We're like a month past all that ending, so it's going to be a little sketchy.
Yeah, and the thing too, like working at the DC, is we get people on the shipping dock where I work, but we're not necessarily getting the brightest of the bunch. You can kind of tell they're, to equate it, they're the D-, the C-class kids that are coming, and they're not staying and helping us, you know, be productive.
Well, people don't have work ethic like they used to, I guess, generally speaking. I mean, I've even seen articles that there's schools are having trouble getting food to feed the kids at school, so whatever supply chain that they deal with. And not to mention food banks, I guess. I mean, if you think about how food banks get their food from grocery stores that are donating, and if the grocery stores are having trouble in certain categories filling their shelves, I mean, that's going to trickle down to the food banks, which of course, those people that really need it, when somebody's in a pinch, they lose the job or whatever, business shuts down, and it's like, oh man, I need some extra groceries, I'm going to go to the food bank, and then the food bank doesn't have anything either. So it's crazy time. So with that, how about a little Chingon to get started here?
You're reading my mind.
El Chingon from Four Corners Brewery. I think this one's El Paso? No, I don't know. I can't read it. It says something in Spanish on the side. It's not El Paso. I think this one's in Dallas, actually, if I remember.
Yeah, and they make a few good ones. That Honeybee or the Local Buzz or whatever it is. That's a pretty good one that they make.
Here, you get the tamale glass.
All right.
And I got my luchador glass. My mason jar, I think, is dirty. But, anywho. Going into this next story here, so apparently Fauci says it's safe for kids to enjoy trick-or-treating this Halloween. So a couple days actually before this story came out, I guess he was on one of the morning shows or something, or a news show, talking about, and they were asking him about, are we going to be able to get together for Christmas this year? And God, I wish I could do a Fauci impersonation. I really do. I can't. I suck at impersonations. But I believe he said something along the lines of, let's not get ahead of ourselves, and so on and so forth. But apparently he's giving us the green light to go trick-or-treating. And the funny thing is he says, you can go out there, you're outside for the most part, at least when my children were doing trick-or-treating and they enjoyed it. So it's like, I don't need your permission, dude, to go trick-or-treating. And around here, lots of people still participate in trick-or-treating in the houses. It's kind of a big deal still. Strangely enough, I thought being this close to the San Antonio and Austin that maybe you wouldn't get that level of participation in the neighborhoods, but everybody still seems to. That's one of the things they do like, definitely, is Halloween. They participate. There's some houses, if you're lucky, the kids get candy and the adults get Jello shots or little bottles of alcohol. And it's like, man, Texas, you know how to do it. I went trick-or-treating last year. I mean, not by myself, but when you take the kids, and I dressed up, and then the kids get, like I said, something, and the adults appreciate when the parents are into it. They're like, hey, here you go. Some people around here, they have parties, like a full-blown Halloween party, and as the trick-or-treaters are coming by, they're like, go ahead and go inside and grab some cake and grab some food. And you're like, okay. So as you're going through the neighborhood, one house you get a bowl of chili, and the next one you get, I don't know, some corn on the cob, and the next house has like sloppy joes, and by the time you're done walking around the neighborhood, you need the wagon to tow your ass back home because you had way too much to eat. So it's pretty cool. Okay, so this next story, Let's Go Brandon. I don't know if you've heard about this one, but it's pretty freaking hilarious. You know about Let's Go Brandon?
As far as I know, it's something that had to do with NASCAR, but I don't really know anything much past that.
Okay, so I don't know the driver's name. Apparently his name's Brandon. Brandon something. So what had happened was, I think he won the race. I don't even know. That's like not even the big part of the story. So he's being interviewed by some gal, and what ends up happening is the crowd is chanting F Joe Biden. Okay, this is like a thing, apparently. People are not happy with, Biden. Things are not going well.
Right.
So college football games, large events, there's chants will break out of F Joe Biden. So at any rate, she's interviewing this guy, and the NASCAR crowd starts chanting F Joe Biden, and I don't know if she didn't know what they were saying or she was trying to play it off, but I'm going to play this here, and we'll see. Hopefully it picks it up, and I'll let it talk for itself here.
Thank you to all of our partners. Oh my God, it's just such an unbelievable moment.
Brandon, you also the chants from the crowd. Let's go, Brandon. Brandon, you told me you were going to kind of hang back those first two stages and just watch and learn. What did you learn that helped you there in those closing laps?
Oh my God, it was learning how each line.
So that became a thing. Let's go, Brandon. It's freaking hilarious. So one of the funniest things I heard, and I don't know if Trump's running in 2024 or not, but somebody said his campaign slogan should be "Let's go, Brandon." That was funny. It's just comical that had happened. Speaking of comics, have you got a chance to check out that new Dave Chappelle stand-up?
I haven't yet. I'm in the minority here. I don't have Netflix, so I don't get to watch the Squid Game and the Dave Chappelle and the new stuff. I'm pretty out of the loop when it comes to what's on Netflix.
What the hell is a Squid Game? Hold on. Before we talk about a Squid Game, give me another something. All right. Atomic Pumpkin. It's October, so being festive. Is that what it is? Festive? We're being seasonally appropriate? Is that what it is? I don't think I've had a pumpkin something. But it's Voodoo Ranger, so we'll give it the benefit of the doubt over here. So I haven't seen it either, but apparently it's pretty good from the user ratings, like on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff. It's rated pretty high, but I guess he has some pretty harsh jokes or rough. I don't even know what to say about his jokes. The woke don't like it is what it is, part of it. So I guess he defends J.K. Rowling, the Harry Potter author, because she got turned on, I think, earlier this year. Like the woke folks turned their back on her and went after her, wanted her canceled. So he has a bit where he defends her, and that's weird. Not bad. It's hot, like cinnamon or something.
So it's pumpkin spice beer. You know what? It says it right here on the can. It says spicy release.
Yeah, I got a spicy. Never mind. But anyway, you not a fan?
No, this is disgusting.
It's not disgusting.
It's like the energy drink we had when we went to Austin, with the cayenne and the jalapeno.
The spicy pineapple.
Yeah, this is not my.
I think
this is not my can of beer.
You just don't like spicy stuff.
I don't like it.
Well, I finished mine.
So I gotta finish mine.
Wasn't my favorite. I'm glad I didn't buy a 6-pack.
There's still more.
You
could have.
That's all you, buddy. That's all you. Anyway, Dave Chappelle, not one to shy away from controversy, so I'm interested to watch it. Maybe I'll watch it even later tonight. Oh man, I'm running out of time. I don't have time for that. So maybe later this week. Speaking of comics, can you believe how much heat Joe Rogan got for him getting COVID and not dying? What the hell was that guy thinking?
Yeah, I don't know if he got more heat because he didn't die or because he's taking horse vitamins.
It's horse paste. But you're right. It's they will take the smallest fraction of truth and just twist it to, it's just ridiculous. I mean, anybody that follows the news a little bit can see that it's like, holy crap, how much stuff are you guys going to make up? Completely ridiculous. He didn't tell anybody to go do it. He just said, this is what I did, and they lost their mind because it didn't quite fit their agenda. So it was like, nope, time to cancel Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Did you see, I don't know if it's on all his social media accounts, but on his Facebook account specifically, there's no profile picture. It's the male outline of what a default profile would look like.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's his new thing right now.
That's funny. So I brought up Rogan because he came up again in the news because he's actually being defended by Paper Hands Portnoy. I don't necessarily care for the guy too much, Portnoy, but when somebody's right about something, you're right about something. So what had happened was Howard Stern came out and bashed Joe Rogan. And I don't know if Howard Stern's like, I don't know if you know much about him, but just his whole thing is, he's like the original shock jock, just saying like outrageous stuff to get attention, get ratings. That's how he got big. He was on America's Got Talent, but that wasn't Howard Stern.
Yeah, he looks like a Jewish Slash.
Yeah, you could
with
say
the big
that.
nose, the long hair.
Yeah. So this is from the article here. So it says Rogan, who contracted the coronavirus in September, is one of the shitheads in our country who won't get vaccinations, said Stern. We have no time for idiots in this country anymore, Stern said. Don't take the cure, but don't clog up our hospitals with your COVID when you finally get it. Stay home. Don't bother us with your science. It's too effing late. Go F yourself, yada, yada, yada. It's like, holy crap, guys. It's like, not everybody is into the vaccine stuff, obviously. If you and your doctor think it's good for you, great. If you don't think you need it, then okay, then that's your decision. It's just like this thing going on right now with Southwest. Apparently this weekend they canceled 1,000 flights because the pilots union, is fighting for the pilots, if they don't want to get a vaccine, to not have to get one. And it's a battle, essentially. And because it's not resolved, they canceled 1,000 flights this weekend. So, people that were everywhere that Southwest goes, apparently it was about 25% of their traffic, 1,000 flights, canceled. So, who knows where this is going to go? It's like, it's no longer, the mantra is no longer my body, my choice. It's like, get the jab, get it, or you're a piece of garbage.
Yeah, if it's what they conform or die, something like that.
Yeah, and the thing of it is, it should essentially be your choice, no matter what. People oversimplify it and they do the whole thing. I think California is now requiring kids to go to school, if I read that right. But at any rate, they boil it down to the vaccines that people have been getting for years, with smallpox and mumps and all that stuff. But it's not the same. It's not apples to apples, and it's like, how can you try to pass it off as, well, you're okay with getting vaccines to go to school for measles and polio and all this other stuff, but you're not okay with getting a vaccine for the cornholio sickness? And it's like, yeah, they're not the same. It's like, why do I want to get, first of all, because it's experimental. So I can understand why people have hesitation, because it's freaking new. There's been not a lot of time to see what the long-term effects are or anything. They rushed it through super fast. Great for them if they were able to get it done so fast and it was safe as the other vaccines, but we don't know yet. And it's like crazy. And if people don't want to get it, then, they're essentially attempting to ruin people's lives who don't want to get it. The president came out the other day, and there's a lot of parroting going on where they're calling it the pandemic of the unvaccinated. I've heard that multiple times. Yeah. So that's talking points going on right now. It's just ridiculous. What was that deal with the NFL player that had to quarantine because the trainer? What was that?
So Cole Beasley, he plays for the Bills, for all the non-football people out there. He came in contact with one of the personal trainers, physical trainers on the Buffalo Bills football team, and he had to quarantine because he was in contact with the trainer who failed a COVID test, and he was vaccinated, the trainer was.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like, if I get the vaccine, I should be safe. I don't even want to talk about the stupid vaccine anymore. It's so freaking stupid. Don't get me started. And it's the same thing when you go into a store and nobody's wearing masks and everybody's elbow to elbow in the grocery store. Nobody really gives a shit, honestly. And how many events have we gone to and people, it's packed and things are normal, but you need to wear a mask. Or, oh, you're going back to work today? I need you to wear a mask because, if you have the sniffles, we don't want to get anybody sick. Oh, but I can touch all of everything that everybody else is touching and take dirty money and push dirty shopping carts and the list goes on and on and on and on. It's a freaking charade and it's stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, did I go on a rant?
A little bit.
I felt I should have done a Bill Burr.
Did you see? I think I showed this to you when we were in Austin. Steven Crowder posted something from one of the major news sites that said in Sweden or one of those European countries, 2/3 of their cases of COVID are coming from vaccinated people.
I didn't see that, but I've heard something like that. There was just an article that came out. Vermont, apparently, Vermont is highly vaccinated, and they're getting a massive surge of positive, COVID cases. Like, it works, doesn't work, and if it doesn't work, are people dying? I have not heard of people dying. CNN does not have the death counter on every program now, with it, ticking up every time.
Yeah.
Whatever that's all about. But Ray, you're gonna have to break out that pickle one.
I still gotta finish the phone.
Oh, come on, man!
I don't like
waiting on
it.
you.
Oh, you gonna make me chug it?
Yeah. So, at any rate, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. I don't know if you dabble in. I wish people could see her. Oh, I'm dying. You're not done. The market, stock market, it's crazy how it reacts to different news events that happen. So every time they get together to discuss interest rates, it will affect the entire market. Or if there's a big Chinese company that looks like they're going to go under, it affects the market over here. So all the stuff that's going on right now, all the craziness, food shortages and all that, the market's hanging in there, but it really looks like it's about to drop off a cliff, so we'll kind of see what happens. So don't be surprised if you have a 401k if you see that take a little bit of a dip.
Okay. Yeah, I play with a 401k a little bit, so I don't have too much invested in it. It's only been about a year's worth, but it's enough to have a 401k.
So what else do you got over there?
So I have Spindle Tap, Houston Haze, and I don't know if you blind picked this one or thought it sounded good, but I got a sour pickle beer.
Let's do it. It's a thing. I never heard of pickle beer until I got over here.
Yeah, I think pickle is a Texas thing down here. I've seen a lot of pickle flavored things, chips, pickle flavored peanuts. The oddest one that I've seen, went out to a bar with a couple of guys from work and they ordered pickle shots. It's vodka or some kind of clear alcohol and pickle juice.
It doesn't even sound good.
It doesn't even taste good. Like, I don't know. This is probably going to be as bad as the other one. But, I don't know. I'm not a big pickle flavored fan.
So the owner of the store that I got that from, believe it or not, it's not really in stock that often because apparently it's popular. So when they get it in, it sells out. So I found it there finally, and I got the one, and I asked him, I was like, this is like a hot commodity down here. It's like, is it any good? And this is the owner. He's like, I'm not going to drink that crap. so I don't know. I'm willing to give it a shot. It's like one of those things that you do like when in Rome, I guess. When in Texas, you try a pickle beer.
Yeah, and I'm just reading the can here. This is from Texas. This is from Fort Worth, so it doesn't surprise me that this is a Texas thing.
All right, I'm gonna give it a shot here. I'm gonna hold my breath. Freaking tastes like carbonated pickle juice.
Yeah,
That is weird. It's not even that bad.
I might like it. This is not as bad as I thought it would be.
I thought it was going to be terrible. It didn't really smell that good, but it doesn't taste that bad.
Smells like a beer, tastes like a pickle.
No, it smells like a freaking pickle and tastes like a sour pickle.
You know what I get?
It's making me make that face.
Notes of shoe leather.
I get notes of I want to. It's not terrible. It's not like smelling vinegar, but it smells like you get a big old whiff of pickle juice.
It's surprising. I wouldn't think a pickle beer would taste just like a pickle. Because oftentimes, food beer is like my thing. If someone's going to pick a food beer, it's going to be me. It doesn't taste like what it says it's supposed to taste like most of the time.
Yeah, I don't know. We kind of got off track going over stories and whatnot and talking about pickle beer, and I don't know what that other one is, but I don't even, you know what, this isn't that bad, but it'd take me a long time to finish this. I feel like that we'll be sitting there for a while.
You can finally have a hot beer.
I'm not having a hot beer. Hell no. Maybe if I lose a bet or something. I finally found good tacos though. Did I take you out there?
You don't take me anywhere. Like, the only place I've been with you is places I've already been.
You didn't go out to the west side to I don't even know what it's called. The only good place I found so far that makes those birria tacos.
No, okay, so the thing with that, Alex and I tried to go, but for some reason they were closed when we tried to go. I don't know if it was a staffing thing because COVID's hurting them so much or whatever it is, but when we tried to go, they were closed.
I don't think I've had anything special lately. I haven't gone anywhere lately, to be honest. Been too busy. Just work and home, and even I didn't know we were going to be able to do this. I had to go change the light on the car, and then I couldn't find the right bits to take the freaking assembly apart and all that stuff. And at any rate.
Yeah, I haven't really been anywhere special either. We did get those duck donuts though, and that was an arm and a leg for some donuts.
How much did you pay for a dozen donuts?
For 2 dozen donuts, we paid $40.
Good.
But I will say they're made to order. So you say, hey, I want the duck dozen. They out of the gun they plop a dozen donuts right into the oil and they make your dozen right in front of you.
And then how long did it take you to get home?
25 minutes. Because it's on the west side.
Uh-huh.
Right there. I don't know if you know where Smoky Mo's barbecue's at.
So they weren't exactly fresh when you got them back?
They were on the fresher side, but I wouldn't say they're like working at Dunkin' and it's the end of the night and you're fiending for a donut.
Oh, did you see that Dunkin' video everybody's up in arms about?
No.
Okay, I'll have to try to find it, and I'll see if I can cut it into the video here. But I seen it on Reddit. I think it's a TikTok. It said something like it's the end of the night or some crap like that, or I can't remember. It's just this gal or several of them just dumping trays and trays of donuts just in the trash. Just, I mean, you know what it's like to clear a rack when there's a bad order.
Yeah.
So like that. And then it's just repeatedly though. You can tell it's a different day that goes by and it's different donuts, and then just dumping the case of donuts over and over and over. So there's outrage, waste, food waste, especially with what we talked about earlier with food shortages and all this other stuff going on. And that's always been a thing. If you remember working in any type of food or fast food or restaurants where people are like, oh, you're gonna throw that away? Can't we eat it? And they're like, no, you can't eat it because it's stealing from the company or whatever stupid crap they come up with.
Yeah, the language to be considered waste, it has to be like unusable or something like that.
Yes.
However they word it. I used to, when I worked at Dunkin', take a couple dozen, and they had road construction on my way home. So I would pull off to the side of the road and give the construction workers a couple dozen donuts. I mean, granted, they're all old and flaky, but...
Yeah, they don't care. They're dunking them probably in their coffee they've got there anyways.
Yeah, I figure better it goes to them versus getting thrown in the trash. Because there'd be some nights that it's a trash bag full of donuts.
Didn't somebody want... Oh, no, somebody told me one time that if I could give them the trash bag full of donuts. And that's what they said. Can you give me the trash bag full of donuts? I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then they said, oh, sometimes I come and they give me the trash bag full of donuts. It's like, who the hell, one, gives you a trash bag full of donuts, because that's not supposed to happen. And two, it's like, dude, why do you need a trash bag full of donuts? What are you doing with that many donuts?
It reminds me of when I used to work at Papa John's and in high school. And people would come in, they would ask for the fresh garlic sauce. And we had a guy that would come in. He would order 10, 12, 15, 20, sometimes 30 of the cups of garlic sauce. And when you see those things like, what is this guy doing? Showering with garlic sauce? And you just see him every week. I need 30 garlic sauces. We might as well just buy a pizza for that much money.
That's crazy. Maybe he's doing a garlic sauce facial. Well, that probably wrap it up for us. It's getting pretty late. I still got chores to do, and I got to get to bed soon. Got to wake up early. But thanks for tuning in, folks. Hopefully we were able to do this weekly recap on a regular basis in between getting equipment set up. You wouldn't believe the fiasco we went through to try to get a couple of cameras set up. It was quite the chore, but we don't even have proper light, and we got a lot of work to try to do, but it's being recorded and it's being posted, so hey, what do you do? Maybe eventually one day. But thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we see you on the next one.
Peace!